1 second.
Shut up,
Bro,
Miguel.
come
Let
on,
me
bro.
talk. No.
What are you talking about?
No,
No,
you will
no,
get
no.
your opportunity.
Nah, bro.
So shut up.
That's over.
No.
That's out of line.
No.
That's out of
You will
line.
get your
That's out of
opportunity
line.
to talk.
That's out of line. That
How's
is
that
out of line, out of order. You've gone too far. You're talking absolute bullshit. Stop it. Behave, bro. What do you mean pussies? Who the hell you calling pussies? These guys they're at the top of the table, one of the youngest teams in the league. Calling them
didn't
pussies.
want it
Basically throwing
tonight,
your toys at the
Miguel.
prem. You don't
City
believe
are
we
the
were ever going to win.
champions.
You don't believe we were ever going to do
City are the
shit. That's
champions
why
for
you're
the
talking
past
this
4
way.
years.
No,
We had an
man
opportunity
the hell up.
to beat
Man the
them
hell up.
out
You don't
ground
believe we're going
tonight,
to actually do it.
and we
Man up, bro.
bottled it.
Who you calling pussies? Are you dumb?
We bottled
Who the
it,
hell are you calling
Miguel.
pussies? These
We
guys have been fighting
bottled
for
it,
all
mate.
year, and one little hiccup, you're out here calling them pussies. Are you crazy, bro?
Stop
What are you
talking
talking
shit,
about?
bro.
Who the hell is
Right?
the pussy
We
out here?
bottled it
Mikhail
tonight.
Saka? Who
We
the hell's the
bottled it
pussy?
tonight.
William Saliba? Who the
We
hell's the
bottled
pussy?
it
Mikel
tonight.
Arteta? Who the hell are you talking about? Fix
We
up, bro.
bottled it.
What kind of fan are you? What kind of fan are you?
Terry,
Out
shut
here
this
calling them
twat
pussies
up.
after the first
Yeah?
hiccup. What
Shut
the
him
fuck
up.
you talking about, bro?
Yeah.
Fix the fuck up.
Terry,
I hate fans like these guys.
shut him
Why
up.
are you guys acting like this? Crying, throwing your toys at the prem. You never believed in the first place. You're embarrassing us. You never believed in the first place. Coming out here calling them pussies. Who the fuck you calling pussies? Oh my God. Who the fuck you calling a pussy, bro? You're basically calling all of us who believe pussies. You're basically calling the whole team who've carried them on our back pussies. Who the fuck you calling pussies? Don't fucking do that again, bro. Act right. You're embarrassing us.
Hey, yo, prick. Hey. Oh, Arsenal fans, man, this is worse than the result, really. Fucking hell, man. Some things ain't going to be explained, my G. Fucking hell, blood.
Bro, the meltdown was coming, deluded, bro. And you know what I rate about you is you just kept it composed the whole time because you know your club, bro. Like, and that's why I ain't even got smoke for you today. Because
I appreciate that. You're a better man than me, man.
because you know what it is, yeah. Every single week, man was saying one game at a time. Boom, boom, boom. Your fans were getting carried away, blood. So carried away. You're one of the only Arsenal fans that consistently was like, yo, it's early. It's early.
Calm down, bro. Man, have to be calm because again, like obviously you're gonna ask me about City. Their mistakes in the City game, they were there against United, they were there against Leicester. They've been there all season, man. Like, fam, there's nothing to say, man. Crumbled, didn't it? Like the man crumbled. They gotta get on with it, bro. Like it's like someone said, their football's a humbler, man, and it's just the self-implodingness that I can't take really with our
bro. But we saw it coming though because
saw it coming, man.
You could see, yeah, like there was little. I've said it throughout the whole season consistently. Your performance against Fulham was an eye opener for me because you beat them, but it wasn't comfortable.
West Ham and Villa as well.
West Ham and Villa weren't comfortable, and there was another game.
You can say Brighton away in Leicester in the sense of they were
Leicester. It's the Leicester one.
Kind of effed up.
Yeah, bro. You was making games more difficult than they needed to be, and I was like, Do you know what I mean? The Leeds game as well, bro. There's been signs, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
I'll give us a blight for the Leeds one, car. It was one of them, but the rest, facts, man. Brentford and Everton, 100%.
Yeah, there's been signs, yeah, that everything's not all right in the camp, bro. And over the last few weeks, yeah, Gabriel's been the better of your two centre backs, and that's always a worry, you know, like that, because Saliba started the season well, and he just started to look nervous. There was a few times yesterday where Haaland was pressuring him, and I was thinking, bro, like, what are you doing? There was that time where he let the ball bounce where he didn't need to let it bounce, and Haaland just nudged him and he ended up fouling him, and little things like that. It's like he's hesitating now. Like, I just see little things in your players, and it's the lack of experience, bro. Do you know what I mean? These guys haven't been in high pressure situations.
Now it's expectations.
And it's showing. It's showing now.
Like you said, it's starting to show. Like, I actually felt Saliba did all right yesterday. I think Gabriel did, but again, Gabriel shoots himself in the foot with these bozo jeans. Haaland will do that. I think Saliba's reaction to obviously getting bullied by Evan Toney was good. But it's like you said, man, it's like we've been able to ride this high of our form. We've been putting results together. That's kind of like why I liked the first half of the season. It was winning games, because in previous years, At the end of the day, we're still second. Forget this title challenge stuff. We're still second. You're still on course to get Champions League. So it's about the floor. It could be better. It could be worse. But you're relying on young players to play out of their skin week in, week out. Normally, they're going to go through negative runs. A couple more of the experienced players have lost their juice. Obviously, there was no Jesus or no Partey yesterday, but I don't really care about that because when you do or don't do things in January or the summer, you sign up for performances. But it's like you said, bro, it's naivety, it's immaturity, it's playing with fire, it's silly mistakes. Like watching the game again, bro, it was like two different teams in the second half. Like first half, fair enough, we made a mistake, but we relatively held it out. Second half, City started cooking us even before they went to four at the back, and the four at the back was the icing on top of the cake. You're a coach, so you know the best footballers, you ask yourselves the best decisions. You know, should I drop? Should I cover? Should I do this? Should I do that? Tomiyasu's ramping, Gabriel's ramping. The third goal as well, Xhaka and Gabriel are ramping. Trossard's not done well enough. Tomiyasu has to tuck in and be narrow. Don't know where Saka and Cole are. I was for Grealish's goal, I was kind of onto Ramsdale, but there's a deflection. But it's just a series of errors, and it's the last half an hour of games that obviously we beat you lot, but we took the lead. I think we made it 2-1, and then we conceded in diabolical circumstances. This is the sort of thing that if you're trying to go for top four and in comparison to a few years ago, fair enough. But if you're trying to look at the league table against a City team where you have to be perfect, it's a myth. It's absolutely a myth. Boy, it's
100%. 100%. And you know what's mad? You know when I knew you man were done? When Pep put Bernardo right wing, and he put on a proper defender. As soon as he done that, that was like, yo, we're going for it now. Fuck this.
That's the game management. You know, that's the difference between him and Mikel Arteta. That's the master against the apprentice, because that's the one thing. There has been times Arteta's done it, but that's the difference. Like, this is the thing with Arsenal. I do think we can work on something all week. We can implement a game plan, but once there's a spanner in the works or there's something to adapt to, that's a teething problem of ours, regardless of who was there, really and truly. Like, again, like you said, Bernardo changed it, but honestly, second half was like two teams. Like, we was at their mercy. We started getting it, obviously, like you saw, they were time wasting. They were rattling us. We're getting frustrated. We're not doing the basics. And we played into their hands. And you saw away from the obvious quality City have dotted around the team, why they've got that territory that we and a lot of teams would aspire to have. That's the levels, really. That's the benchmark.
And this is what I'm saying, bro. And like the thing is with the game yesterday, like you said, you saw it, the game management, you saw the experience. You saw it. Do you know what I mean? As soon as City went up, again was over, bro. You know, like that. And they were always gonna hit you on with the sucker punch and get the third, bro.
And that's what it was always about. Sometimes you have to learn you have to lose in a certain way. That third goal shouldn't be happening. The first shouldn't be happening. None of them should have been happening. But this is the difference. You can't play well for 20 minutes. You can't play well for 45 minutes. You need to, if you play with fire, again, like football's played in the middle half of the pitch. It's decided in both boxes. We, second half, we lost the midfield battle. We weren't effective in scoring goals or creating chances for the half chances we had. And we didn't defend well. So we didn't win, bro. So that's why we're talking about this.
But 100%, but this is exactly what I'm saying, bro. And I saw this coming from a mile away, bro. And it's like, when man are like, oh, like, it's salt on that, bro. It's not salt, bro. I watch enough football, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? And when I look at this Arsenal team, it's like they play some good football on the eye, but there's frailties everywhere. Do you know what I'm saying?
100%.
Yeah, but this is it, bro. And the thing is, your fan base is so quick to overrate players, and put them in places they don't belong. This is exactly what happens.
Been arguing with them for the last 24 hours with that, bro.
But this is it. There's no leaders, bro. Like my man said, like obviously Odegaard's your captain, but he's not a leader. He's not meant to be. He's a number 10, bro. He's out there just playing.
He was on it in the first half, went missing in the second. I mean, the one man that people were going to draw out, a lot of people are looking at. He actually played quite well. Obviously, with limitations, but Jorginho did quite well yesterday. Whether he has a good career at Arsenal or not, Zinchenko kind of fell off a cliff. Yeah, man, it's just them errors. We get away with it at times. You can't get away with that at City. You can't get away with that. And like that comment says, Jesus and Partey are huge blows, but injuries are not isolated to Arsenal Football Club. We have to get on with it. Nah, I don't want to hear nothing about injuries. I'll be real, because when we lost to you at Old Trafford, Jesus was there, Partey weren't there, but Partey's been there when we've not won. I don't care about the players that are not involved, man, because in August or in January, we knew if certain men get injured, what's to happen, really. We can't. Anytime you're relying on young players, it's volatile. It is.
And when we beat you guys there, I think Cass didn't start the game. I don't think Martial played. And I don't think Sancho played either. Like, so it's like when people talking about don't have, bro. When I look at my team right now, we don't have Eriksen. Casemiro's been suspended. Man, don't have Donny. Man, don't
Bro,
have
last year when we
Martial.
beat you, Chelsea and West Ham, we didn't have our strongest team.
Exactly,
It happens.
and we didn't have Sancho, blood. So we got 5 players, yeah, that easily make the team stronger. Do you know what I'm saying? And
Exactly.
it's like, and bro, like we're still winning games, bro. Do you know what I mean? We're still winning games. Do you know what I mean? As much as Arsenal, they're saying to me, "Oh, we're above you." I'm like, for how long, bruv? Like you're not that far away from us. You know, like that. You're not that far away from us.
Head, man.
Do you know what I'm saying? You're not that far away from us, and you've got to go. I think you still got to play Newcastle again. You got to go to Anfield. Do you know what I'm saying, bro? Like, bro, there's
still
some tough
Chelsea and City back to back in April, I think.
Yep.
Forget all of that. Villa on the weekend is where my head's at, bro.
Bro, Emery, blood. You know, like that. And it's only 5 points between us, bro. So as much as man are saying, oh yeah, we're still above you, it's like, bro, like let's not sleep on that.
So Arsenal just need to face their front, because like we just need to do it. We're doing 5 good games don't make you a good team. 5 bad games don't make you one. For these boys, you have to forgive yourselves. You need to go back to basics, and it's down for these players. Do they want this to be a decisive period when we look back at the season and say this is where you bottled top 4 or the Prem, if some people believe in that title challenge, or was this one where you fixed up? Because the wobble was due. We've been overperforming all season, and we've
no wins in 4 though.
And this is why we need to get on with it, bro.
Show you the character of these players. They need to go out there and destroy Aston Villa on Saturday.
This is it.
That's what they need to do for their confidence, bro. Not for the league table, but for their confidence alone. They need to go out there and beat Villa.
But even that,
if they
bro,
drop any more points,
I'm vexed, bro. If they've any player that's lost confidence here, I'm vexed. You shouldn't be losing it. Yeah, you can feel battered and bruised, and obviously, if you've been on a losing run, you should feel some sort of way. But in the same way, you shouldn't overjudge yourself when you've won 5. You keep a balanced head, and some of you players were there when we lost our first 3 games of last season, and we heard the club internally. They weren't listening to the noise. They were sticking to the project. Stand up to be counted now, innit? This is it. I don't want to hear nothing about players being missed, losing games. Get on with it, man, because the world does not care about Arsenal. You need to go out there and do a job. Crazy.
Yeah, 100% people. And that's what it is. And now, like I see in like bare Arsenal man having meltdowns, but they should have been balanced. Like the season's still relatively young, bro. Like it's that match week, 22 or something like that, bro. There's still about 14 games left. Do you know what I mean? So when man was celebrating the title, like the season was already over. Like it didn't make no sense. Do you know what I mean? Because I said yesterday, anything other than a win for Arsenal wasn't good. I heard commentators saying, "Oh yeah, draw's good for Arsenal." Well, draw's not good for Arsenal, bro, because you're at home against City, bro. Like if you want to win titles, those are the games you have to win.
You got to take between the 2 games against City. Don't know if that's happening in April. If you want to win the title, you need to take 3 of the 6 points available on them, or at least make sure you win everything else. That's why it's a top 4 thing. If you can aspire, I want to be wrong, of course, but it's a top 4 thing. Don't fumble that.
No, 100%. And this is exactly what it is, bro. So, like right now, what man's seeing amongst your fan base, bro, like it's up to the fans to continue, yeah. Because you know what, this season, yeah, hats off to Arsenal. Their fans have been in sensational form at the stadium, bro. Like it's one of the loudest I've ever heard Arsenal fans, bro. Like even at the game yesterday, like I'm listening to it and I'm like, rah, these man are loud. You know, like that. Even when you lot went 1-0 down, I'm loud, bruv.
One of the only positives we've reacted to a mistake there.
And then when you went 2-1 down, that's when you lot started to get a bit quiet, and you could see the nerves start to kick in in there, bro. But they need to keep that same energy, bro, for the rest of the season, because really, I think that's the only thing that might inject something into the players. Because if they don't continue like that, I'll be real, bro. Like it's gonna seep through to the players, because you can tell that the players are in tune with what's going on in the fan base. You can tell that the atmosphere, like you lot, bro. I'm seeing Arsenal fans with flares and shit like that, bro. I've never seen that before. You know, like that. So
to be fair, Arteta's been like waffling about that from the start, and it's great. But it's a 2-way street, though. Because if this continues, fans are always going to support. But you need to give man something to get behind.
But that's it, bro. But the thing is, this is where the Arsenal fans have to be the 12th man, because, bro, your players ain't built of the stuff to win titles. And I've been saying it, bro. And it's not even a disrespect, bro. Like, the thing is, winners are born, yeah? Do you know what I'm saying? They're not made, fam. You can't just turn someone into a winner, fam. Do you know what I'm saying? And when I look at these Arsenal players, I see a lot of guys that play pretty football, but I don't really see winners. Like, even when Arteta, man was saying, oh, yeah, City are struggling, and they gave us Jesus and they gave us Zinchenko. They know why they gave them to you.
They gave it to us because we're not a direct threat. I bet you if you try to buy someone off them this summer, regardless of where we finish, they're going to act up.
They're going to say, hell no. Do you know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? And this is exactly what it is, bro. Because Zinchenko, like I said, yeah, like Zinchenko's a midfielder that plays left back. He can play left back, yeah, in the Pep and
People are
the
clocking it.
Arteta
I think he
system
done all
because
right yesterday, but people are clocking it. You lock down him, you isolate Saka and Martinelli, and don't give them
yeah,
space or any wingers. The midfield will give you chances. The centre backs are prone to lapses. The game's done, innit? It's
but he's only a left back in that inverted fullback system. Do you know what I'm
exactly.
saying? Like in 1v1 defending, yeah, like he don't like when
That's
people
not
run
his
at him.
thing.
He don't like it, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? And his side of the pitch is where I would target every
Is
single
it the
time.
space? Like what you lot did at Old Trafford, and that's another
Yeah.
game that jars me because right before Anthony scored, there was a direct sort of opportunity that you had before he scored. That's where I look at Arsenal and say warning signs. Like Gabriel, you bust case from the penalty, switch on a bit now. You're trying to play pretty passes, you're getting caught. You can do this against Fulham and respectfully and Villa, and that you can't do that against City or other teams or the tough away games that you mentioned. It's the fine margins, man. There's a lot of improvements made if we want to continuously qualify for the Champions League based off last year. But if for some fans that are looking at the league, it's a myth. Like it's a myth. You have to be perfect 9 times out of 10, and quickly all the good work to a degree has been erased because of these
Yeah, but
last couple results.
it has. It's been undone, bro. And it's one of them ones where
Quickly,
you need to. This is where man are going to be looking at Arteta. What you made of now? Do you know what I'm saying? Because when things were all plain sailing and that, he was getting a lot of plaudits, and I don't see him getting much criticism. But I said from the beginning of the season, and I even saw it against us as well last season, bro. His in-game management, bro, in pivotal times when he needs to
it
change
can be
things, he
big.
doesn't do it. He doesn't do it, bro. Do you know what I mean? And Pep was the prime example. Bernardo Silva was playing as like a fake left back yesterday, and then he got booked straight away. Pep looked at it second half for about 5 minutes and said, all right, cool, we're changing
Yeah,
this.
let's not get him in any situations.
Yeah,
Go be the
let's not
right
get him in
winger.
no problems. Do you know
Boom.
what I mean? And when managers make tactical changes, I always look to see what the opposing manager does. How do you react to the change? And there was no reaction, like that. And these away games are won and lost, bro, because you have to react to the change that the other teams made now because you're not playing the same game anymore.
I think it's won or lost in the transfer market because, again, I think these last couple of games, inability to break down low blocks, inability, to have suitable replacements if Partey's not there or if Xhaka's not hitting it off physically against Everton. I think you sign up for results like this when you don't have adequate cover for Jesus. Big up Eddie Nketiah because some Arsenal fans were sitting there saying if Jesus was fit tomorrow a few weeks ago, he might not get in the team and he's done his job. But now we get to a period where there's just certain players in that team I don't really get mad at because you're not picking yourself. Clearly, all us Arsenal fans would like another striker, and clearly you ain't got the minerals for that. Like you saw it yesterday. Xhaka's playing as and he's done well this season, but he's playing as an 8. Your decision making in the final third, pony. You saw Eddie
What a
Nketiah,
ball,
the
though,
header.
for the penalty, though.
Yeah, no, he done his thing for that. Eddie Nketiah the same. That's why I didn't understand why people were criticizing the work rate, but consistently over 90 minutes, it weren't good enough. Even though Saka scored in another game, another big game goal for him so he can scumbag it, there was a chance where he's kind of moving like Pepe and dilly-dallying in the box. I'd say the thing that made me maddest the most about Eddie, early on, it might have been maybe the 14th, 15th minute, we've gone clear on goal. And it happened identically for City where Gundogan played in Grealish. Eddie Nketiah's gone for the shot. Diaz has read it and absolutely clamped him. If he slips in Martinelli there, maybe there's something there. But they're not picking themselves, man. The very fact that I miss El Nene, big him up because he's the closest to anything a 6 if Partey's not there. We've signed up for this. You sign up for these things in August or before August when you sit there and say, if this guy gets injured, we're doing that. It's been naiveties and it does make me question. Obviously, the goal was go as far as you can in the cups and obviously win the get in the Champions League. But goal shifting games, I mean, in seasons, did we sit there in Jan and say, you know what, there's a big push here, or are we ticking over for Champions League qualification? We don't need to do too much. Only Arsenal could answer that, innit?
Yeah, 100%. And people saying, about Balogun and this, that, and the other, bro. What's the situation? Is he on loan? Did you sell him? Like, what's the
He's on
situation?
loan at
Because
Reims. He's contracted until 2025. He's top goal scorer in France. We're gonna have to make a decision. It's 2023. He's contracted until 2025. So you're gonna have to sell him, loan him out, or regardless, probably protect his resale value by giving him a new contract. But even that, I like Balogun. I think you could add something, but this is your first season of scoring goals, and the Premier League's a different ball game. And you know how fans are for all clubs with all young players. They big up these players. The minute they look a bit shaky, they'll tear them down. If I'm honest, give him all the opportunities, but can you get someone with a different profile to Eddie Jesus and Balogun? Because games even with City, if we had like a Giroud sort, you can hit it into his chest. He gets us further up the field. You can actually start crossing the ball. Because I do like how we play football, but we kind of tap dance in the final third. We don't really try and land the knockout blow like that. So
But that's what I
I
mean.
don't
That
know, man.
chance where the ball went to Saka in the box, and my man took an extra 2
He's
touches, bro.
behaving
And
like
I think
Pepe.
Ake, I think, slid and ended up blocking it. And it's like, well, when I saw that, I was like, yeah, come on, bro. And this is what I've always said about him. He's not a natural goal scorer. Like, I know the fact that he's scoring goals this season is actually twanging people to believe that
He's got
this
to
guy is,
keep bringing that into his game.
yeah,
If that's going to
that
be
he's
him
a
on
goal
the right way.
scorer, but he's not that, bro. Because as soon as he got the ball, yeah, this guy's got to get this, yeah, out of his feet and get a shot off, bro. Like inside the box, you should never take more than 2 touches. I don't believe in it, bro.
That's why
Especially if you're
Trossard
trying
should
to
have
score.
started for me.
Yeah,
Not ahead of Saka, but that's why Trossard should have started. You know, big up Martinelli. I still defend you and I still think you're a good player, but we need players that are experienced that are going to make quick decisions. And I thought Trossard had to start. I did go with Tomiyasu over Benjamin White. He has to hold his L because Ben's been poor since Rashford dealt with him in them 45 minutes. I hold my L for that. Yeah, man. We've gotten away with a relatively small squad playing the same system. But if Arsenal want to aspire to more, there needs to be more gears to this team. Like, we're going to live or die by this midfield. Xhaka and Partey, I do think it's a good partnership. I do think you could use it, but it's not something you can rely on because although Partey's not been injured basically this season, he's not there in a pivotal game. Xhaka's kind of been overperforming, and that is the number 8 is where we need someone of a suitable standard. Like, Xhaka can be part of the squad if he earns his spot, fair enough, but that needs to be upgraded. Or you're not going to see the best of Odegaard, Martinelli, Saka, Jesus, or anything really. And we're not going to be a better defensive side until we address that midfield. But this has been something we've been waffling for years, bro, about. So,
yeah. What are you thinking about the shouts for Martinelli up front? I personally don't think he can do it, but
not now, man. Not now. Not now.
Yeah,
man.
I just don't think he
Too
can do
mature
it,
for
bro.
that right now.
He's a player. I don't know, bro. Like the jury's out on him, bro. Do you know what I mean? And it's a weird one because I know what kind of player he is, isn't it? He's a very similar profile player to Rashford, isn't it? It's one of them things where, like, I think everything around him has to kind of be.
He's a chaotic player, man.
Almost perfect. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? It kind of almost has to be perfect in order to get the best out of him. I don't think he's as good as Rashford, but I feel like they're a similar profile player in the sense that, do you know what I mean? If you take away their space, it's a problem.
And that's where he's got to add them gears. And if he plays up front, as you know, you're playing with your back to goal. He wants to kind of get involved a lot. I think you could do it long term. I do think you got the capacity, but if we're just trying to get top 4 and all, as for some aspire beyond that, I'm not really with it, really and truly. I'm not really with some of the shouts. Like, I want to see Zinchenko actually play in midfield, if I'm honest, if it stays like this with Granit. But yeah, I don't think it's that thing, man. I think it's like for like changes. We just kind of have to make changes, but at the same time, I don't feel we should be too expansive or too radical at this moment in time, man.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. No, I mean stylistically. I don't mean. I think Rashford better in it, like, but I'm just talking about stylistically, as in they like to play with space to run into. Like, he ain't got a shot like Rashford's. Do you know what I mean? He can score every now and then, but I think Martinelli needs space to operate in. He needs a lot of grass, bro, because he's that kind of player, bro. And it's like people are saying, "Oh, yeah, he prefers to play with Gabriel Jesus because Gabriel Jesus will come and link with him and stuff like that." I don't necessarily think it's the problem. Like I said, I think it's the lack of overlap from Zinchenko here to take away the 2v1s. Like, Martinelli's not clever enough to play against 2 players and come out the best side of it, bro. Like, he needs a decoy run. He doesn't have decoy runs in the team, and he's not clever enough to come inside and link with Odegaard because Odegaard floats. So there's no real excuse. You have a 10 that does float across the pitch like that. We got Bruno. He don't do that. He doesn't come and try and pick up the ball of people and link with them. So, like, really, he just needs to be more intelligent, bro. Do you know what I mean?
Just
And
add
if he
more
doesn't,
gears to your game.
that's
Simple
it.
as that.
100%. And if he doesn't become more intelligent, because Saka does it, Saka comes off the chalk, comes inside little
Saka's
1-2s
really
and tries to get on the ball.
touchline like that.
Well, exactly. Whereas
you shouldn't.
Martinelli, that's what I mean. If you're playing as an inverted winger, but you can't link coming inside, bro, then you better have one hell of a shot on you when you come inside. Do you know what I'm saying? And right now, he's not showing any variation to his game, bruv. Do you know what I mean? So it's one of them things where it's going to get to the point where people are going to start to get frustrated with him because it's not going to get any better. It's not going to get any better, bro. Like, the way you play. I don't believe
Brazilian. He is, man. Don't worry about man. He's cool, bro.
I think you man are gonna get frustrated with him, like you got frustrated with Pepe, blood. Like that's what I see.
Martinelli definitely frustrating, but he's got something in it. But that's my Brazilian. You know, I don't snake Brazilian, man. I even back your Anthony, brother. Like, once you're Brazilian, I'm here, bro.
I hear you, but I just feel like At least with Anthony, yeah, like he can link and he's got the ball retention. I see him sliding passes through to like Casemiro and
Yeah,
getting assists.
Martinelli's a madman at times.
I'm not seeing that. Martinelli's just head down, get the ball at the feet. Do you know what I mean? And try to cook man for pace. And it's just like, bro, like you can't do that every match against every player. Like that doesn't work.
Ironically, I thought it was too narrow yesterday as well, man. I actually would have loved to have seen that a lot more, really. Needs to get at him, man.
That's what I mean. So I don't know, bro. I don't know where you go from. I don't know where you man go from here, but it's gonna be exciting, bro. Like if you man drop points to Villa, it is collapse, bro.
Boy,
It's collapse, bro.
place.
And I think it could
place.
happen, bro. I think it could happen because Man United, we always have trouble, yeah, playing against ex-managers. I remember there was one point where Mark Hughes, Steve Bruce, all these men were just coming and taking points from man. Everyone that ended up playing for us, we play against them and their managers, and they just kept taking points, bro. And it was just frustrating, innit? And Emery's managed, and it would be just like Emery to come in and do a job on man. You know what I mean? When the confidence is low.
Man. If he does that scumbag low block stuff, then I think he's won it. Or does he sit there? They can still win it and say Arsenal